Hello and welcome to a tutorial on how to make a race game in Scratch. First you want to name it Race Car Game, or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't have to be that. Then you're going to want to delete that and add your own custom vehicle. I'm going to do just a basic, yellowish block with some blue headlights, because that is how cars work. You can do this however you want, it really doesn't affect the gameplay. Those are really wonky headlights. I'm gonna scale it down a bit because it is absolutely huge, and that's not what I wanted to do, and it doesn't have to be that big. And I will make a tutorial on how to use the basics of Scratch, because this might look like absolute nonsense, which it probably is, as it's coming from this channel. And then you're going to want to make paint. You're going to want to paint your entire background, which sounds harder than it is. Make it some green background if you want grass. If you don't, make it whatever you want it to be. And then you can just draw in size 100, draw in a little racetrack. Here we go. That's our racetrack. You're also going to want to do a white line down just a point, it doesn't really matter. And that thickness of the line can vary, just so it's big enough to be visible when playing the game. So that's quite good. And then you want to go to the sprite code, events, when flag start button clicked, control forever, and you want to do it so, where is it? If, I'm pretty sure, if key, I don't know, I'm gonna do WSD just to make it easier, but you can do arrow keys by just doing like left arrow and right arrow, but I'm gonna do A. If key A clicked, turn 15 degrees, where is it, left? And then for that you're gonna have to do, where is it? Wait until, I'm pretty sure, sensing, no, that's not it. Don't do wait until, just like make it like that. And then you've got to do the same thing, which you can do it like this. Just put both of them in. Set this to when key D pressed. That's C, not D, sorry. When key D pressed, make it turn right, not left. I'm going to set this to 5, and I need to have it forever. Move it like 5 steps, let's say. Let's also make it go to, drag it to where you want it to start, and make it go there. So drag it all the way to the start, make sure to stop the game like I just did. Set it to 4 in my case. 4 and 129. It will be completely different, but you get the numbers from down here. And yeah, so when you start, you should have a slightly functional game. It might be quite hard to control, you can mess around with these numbers. So if I were to set this to 2.5, and I were to set this to 2.5 as well, on both of them, you could then have a slower turning and moving car, which is slightly annoyingly slow, but that would be the car. And then you also want it to point direction 90 on start, or I think it's, 90. So you start off always facing where you want to face, or you can go around your racetrack. And you might be thinking that this game is incredibly easy, and you could just cut across the middle and beat everyone. But yeah. Sorry, I just had to pause for a second. But yeah, so you have a reasonably easy game, but you can just cut across the middle, which is a bit of a downside. So what you're going to have to do is have an if block, like the if blocks here, sensing, touching colour, and then get this colour. And then you want to send back to here, which is 247, 129, or just in my case 129. So I can just copy, not that, I don't want all of that. Copy, done. So now I should teleport back if I go there. So now you have a reasonably functional game. You could just have this if you wanted, make it look a bit nicer. Or you could make your game even better by adding it so there's a scoring system. And if you don't want that, you can just leave now, but make a variable, call it score, for all sprites or this sprite only, it really doesn't matter. And then you'll have a little score bar appear in the top corner. You can move where this goes, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to keep it in the top corner. On start, set my thing to 0, my score to 0, set that to score, and then I want it so every single time I go past this finish line, it adds another 1 to my score. So I have to do if key, and if keys are very important in this, apparently, I just realised. If touch and colour white, add 1 score, so variables change by 1. So I'm pretty sure this should work now. Let me just try and do a round and see. Next we're going to add a power-up system, a shortcut system, and yeah, maybe, yeah. Oh wait, no, why hasn't that worked? Change, oh, it's because I set it as my variable. But the only problem with this plan is you can just do this and get really high amounts of score. But I guess, seeing that it's a single player game, it doesn't really matter. We can make it multiplayer later, but currently it isn't. And yeah, that's the only problem with this game. So if I were to just tap it back, it'll be fine. So if you want to make power-ups, it might be quite hard as the map's quite small. Didn't want to do that. But if you want to add them, go to your backdrops. Let's get rid of this backdrop. Go to your backdrops, zoom out a bit, add a really small like blob of any colour you want. So I'm just going to do red because I don't have any red on my map currently. And that's just easier. So is that visible? No. Also I'm almost on top of it, so no. You don't really want to do it that big though. You just want to have it visibly there. And you can put them here where it'll just boost you over there and really annoy anyone who plays. Or you can have it somewhere like here where it'll boost you along there and go round. And now what you want to do is sprite another if block. Not there, you want to put it here. If sensing, touch and colour, you can probably guess red. I'm going to use the colour picker here to get the red that I want. If you don't get the exact colour, then it won't work. And then you want it to move however many steps. I'm going to have 5. And then it should go all the way, oh no, wrong buttons, and just slightly boost you forwards a bit. You can change the numbers, you can change the colours, it really doesn't matter. And they're quite easy to not hit. But yeah. Also, I just realised that I've put the point direction block in the wrong place. You need to have it so it goes, where is it? If touch and colour white, do this. No, not white, green, do this. So then it should teleport you back no matter where you were facing to the same angle. which is very useful. What else is there? There's not really much else, but if you wanted to do shortcuts, you could add in some black by just painting over like that, but it would have to be as wide as the car, because that would easily touch the green. If you want to do, what else could you do? If you want to make it multiplayer, you could just duplicate the sprite, change how it looks, and that would pretty much be it. For a video on how to use Scratch, like the basics of it, I will just put that in the description as of when I make it. If it's not out yet, then you've seen this video probably quite early, and you're highly likely the first person to see it. But this is the premises of the Scratch game. Let me just do one round and show you how everything works. So you go around, oh, not that. If you want to see something else added to this game, just put it in the comments and I'll make a video, short or long video on it, dependent on the length. And I need to set it so it only changes it by 1. If you want to do that, you would have to go and make this line as thin as you can. What else? If you wanted to make obstacles, you would have to just add some green paint going through there to make it really hard, because that would just be impossible, like physically impossible. You can't get past that. But yeah, that's the game pretty much. Thank you for watching and goodbye.